everyone, and welcome to the Royal Fashion News Tiara Watch Party. Because, yes, we are waiting for tiaras, and we are hoping to have some new tiaras, or, well, technically new old tiaras that we see this evening. Sorry, I'm just tangling thing. And I am in this Ted Baker sequined top, as that seemed appropriate, since we shall, hopefully, fingers crossed, see sparkles this evening. And it is currently about 8 o'clock in the UK. So we should start getting an idea of when the banquet should be sometime soon. The banquet should be sometime soon. And so we shall be hanging out, watching that. And I can't wait, guys. I'm like so excited. It's been such a busy day to watch everything. And yeah, it's been a lot of fun. So if you guys haven't caught up, obviously, President Donald Trump, and his wife Melania Trump are here in the UK to undertake a state visit, which is a diplomatic engagement. So I will say, guys, please, please, please limit the political talk. This is not a time to share your political, really personal opinions of Donald Trump and Melania. Some of it gets quite nasty because this is an event meant to represent the ties between two countries. It's not really a time for politics. You, of course, can have those opinions, but I would prefer to allow this place to be a place of tiara joy and fashion and not nasty opinions. Sorry. I just see some of the things online or like in the comments or stuff or somewhere else, and I'm just like, this is not the place for it. This is a time that we celebrate and enjoy the beauty of tiaras and the history they represent and so many different things. Hopefully, I survive because I'm starting to get a little hot in this top already. So we'll give it a chance. So yes. Last time, guys, when I did this live last time for the French state visit, I started this live stream at 2:55. It is currently 3:05 right now. And it was about 45 minutes in that we got the first picture. So I think we are pretty good time-wise. Obviously, it is getting late there in the UK already. We may get some pictures and images beforehand. Sorry, I'm going to adjust I have a little stray hair there a little bit. But yes, let's just enjoy the tiaras. So again, guys, please, no comments about the politics. That's not what this is about. This is about fashion and tiaras. So we got Sir Squirrel a lot says we're likely to see red, white, and blue theme again from the ladies. Please let the Princess of Wales wear something different and special. I would like to see another color. Catherine tends to, at state events, choose white. We did get red last time, but she tends to go with white. And so I'm really hoping for a different color. Nathan says, I stopped hoping for something different. It will be the lover's knot. I really hope not. I hope we'll get something different. I'm really hoping. Come on, guys. Be there with me. Like the tiara, like even if it's the Strathmore Rose again, I won't complain about the Strathmore Rose just because I am really hoping for something new and exciting. But even seeing the Strathmore Rose maybe better would be excellent. So guys, if you don't know the Strathmore Rose, we saw it in 2023, but we did not even get a good picture of it, really. Catherine was actually quite far away and the details weren't there. We've gotten a couple of good pictures of the Queen Mary's lovers, not really only when Chris Jackson was there back in 2022, I think it was, when we saw some good pictures of it. So, and Nathan says, but I hope the Queen delivers something new like the Vladimir. Vladimir may be on the table. Obviously, Melania Trump herself is from Eastern Europe, so could represent a bit of those Russian ties, although that might be kind of bad too. We have heard that the Vladimir is sort of on hold because it's obviously with the Russian connection. Some people don't like them. But Sir Squirrel Lot says, I'm betting Queen Camilla will wear rubies or the girls of Great Britain, but she has her old favorites and hasn't worn the Delhi Dabar in over a decade. That could be an interesting possibility. So Squirrel Lot says, is there a possibility they won't wear tiaras if Mrs. Trump is it? No. So they generally wear tiaras. So that's not at all uncommon for for the royal ladies to wear tiaras and their guests to not. That is very, 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 very common. So I do not anticipate, guys, us not seeing them wear tiaras. As far as I'm aware, it's a white tie banquet. white tie is the dress code. So black tie, you don't have to wear a tiara. White tie is a required, or I guess it's, strongly suggested if you're a woman who has a tiara, wear a tiara. Now, would I be mad or sad if Melania wore a tiara? No. I would say the more tiaras, the merrier. Even if it's something she just brought in Tiffany and Co, I'd be like, yeah, let's go. Nathan says, no, royal ladies wear tiaras. Yep. Mateo says, I hope Queen Camilla puts a Belgian sapphire and Burmese tiara to rest. Yeah, she does tend to lean towards the two of those. Nathan says, agree. I'm Mr. Grenville. And Alice Ransom Rave says, I think Queen Camilla will wear the girls of Great Britain and Ireland. Sir Squirrelot says, I personally don't care for the ruby. She did just wear the sapphire for the French visit. There are so many others. Bust out a new groove, Camilla. Yes. Bust out a new group. All right. Rachel says, to quote Amy Farrah Fowler, it's a tiara, and I hope Catherine will wear a new tiara. I really need to do a sort of an intro video for these lives that include like that little bit from the show. I think that would be sort of absolutely amazing. So we are waiting. So guys, if you see me kind of my eyes drifting, I'm just kind of updating various factions here just for when we finally get the picture, whenever that happens to be. So we do have, sort of obviously some of the looks of the banquet hall in case you haven't seen. So we have it here. So this is again in, I want to say it's St. George's Hall. Is that right? Yeah, St. George's Hall. And so then we have some of the settings. So there's the king, and then there's the president of the United States of America. So we see the official, kind of like how it's officially just the king. And we go over here. Like, it'd be nice to see something that said Her Royal Highness the Princess of Wales. That would be kind of cool. I don't even think it said His Majesty the King. Yeah, it just said the king. Just interesting things to note for all those of us who are royal files out there. There was an article that came out today, I guess, talking about, well, why didn't Melania curtsy to Catherine? I was like, if you're American, you don't have to curtsy. There's nothing in there that requires you to curtsy. And so there's like, especially because obviously the royals don't represent us, I would say, in my personal, just as a courtesy, if you are a member of a Commonwealth country, you're representing a Commonwealth country, and you go to the UK for a state banquet, I feel like you should curtsy or bow at least once. Because technically, especially if King Charles is the head of state of your country, you should show him that proper respect. But as Americans, we are not required by any stretch of the imagination to do that. So, and we will be looking as well, guys. I haven't seen it here yet, but Queen Letizia of Spain is in, well, obviously, and her husband as well, King Felipe, are undertaking a state visit to Egypt. So I'm kind of hoping maybe, just maybe, we see something from Casa Real. But I don't really believe, guys, that we'll see tiaras for that event, but I'm just kind of keeping an eye out just in case we see a tiara there as well. This would be her first state event of 2025, and it's been a while since she's worn a tiara. She wore one in 2024. She did not, and that was at the visit to the Netherlands. She did not, though, to, it's going to come to me, give me a second, Italy. She did not for Italy. She doesn't seem to be too keen on them. So Sophie, unfortunately, will not attend. That's one less tiara. Although it'd be disappointing to see her wear the same tiara again and again and again. Sir Squirrel says, I love the new Danish tiara Queen Mary created. Rose-cut diamond bandeau. Catherine the Princess of Wales would look amazing in that hairstyle. Yes. Yes. And I have seen that tiara actually be worn by Queen Mary for the first time when she wore it for the first time. So I have seen that. And it is a very cool tiara. I don't really think or anticipate we'll see much from the Brits in that direction. They have such a large collection. Like, if they had to remake a tiara out of something, like, obviously more power to you if you can. But at the same time, it's not like a requirement or anything, because they have such a big collection. Like, it's not like they have to make more. Like, the trouble with the Danes is they don't have a big collection. They've lost tiaras due to inheritance, due to divorce, and a couple of other things, so that they're really limited. So Queen Mary actually creating a new tiara is actually a really good thing, because they do need something else in the collection. And it's a good mid-tier option, because it is low profile, but the sparkle is big. So So yes, and let's look at, because Carol is mentioning Catherine's fashion here. Yes, she wore an Amelia Wickstead dress, Jane Taylor hat, Gianvito Rossi pumps in the 105 millimeter, and they are dark brown, which is actually a really pretty color. Feather brooch and ruby earrings and pendant. So yeah, the ruby earrings, yeah, and they might be except from Moppet and Webb. Okay, so that is awesome news because I wasn't sure where the ruby and diamond earrings came from because they could be part of her older collection, but they also could not be. So let's pull it up here, guys, because I have been, oh, you know what? If you guys are not aware, I do have, and I actually found this out recently because I could see it said hello, had recommended your Substack, like Hello Magazine. I was like, hello recommended my Substack? Oh my goodness. And so it wasn't Royal News Network, but it was Royal Fashion News, guys, because I went through and I just decided to go ahead and just create just a really, really just kind of breakdown of the fashion here. So, oh, you know what? I forgot I can put it up somewhere else. So, guys, I use Chrome for the streaming thing, and then other things I use Safari for. So I kind of bounce around between the different options sometimes. But let's go ahead and check out the fashion for today because I ended up, guys, buying pictures and doing all sorts of things. So this is a very simple sort of breakdown of the fashion. If you guys are interested in the fashion, you, of course, can subscribe or you cannot. Susie D asked, just to clarify, would it be possible for a tiara to be lent to Melania? No, the Brits do not lend tiaras to other people, except for if they're maybe aristocracy, and that would be in extreme circumstances. Actually, Her Majesty the Queen Elizabeth was actually lent a tiara at one point because she was going to an event and the tiara she was wearing broke. And so they gave her a different one. It belonged to a different family. It would be a very extreme circumstance. Melania would not get a tiara. So I'm just saying, if like she was lent a tiara by like Tiffany and Co., Winston, or what's it? What is it? Is it called Winston? Harry Winston. Something like that. Then she could wear one. But without that, she wouldn't wear one from the British for sure. So here we have the looks, ladies and gentlemen. So we have Melania in head to toe Dior. I have to admit, it wasn't like, it's nice, but it's not like hugely exciting. She is back to using the hat to cover her face. And we do have her hat here matching his tie. So I did want to point out that little detail here. Her suit here is dark gray. The shoes may either be black or gray. I'm not entirely sure, and I didn't look too closely because for some reason you cannot buy Dior pumps on their website. I still don't understand why. Drives me nuts. I had to find them on the Real. I also did get fake ones at one point. I have a whole video on that on this channel if you guys have ever seen it or never seen it. And then, so to go on, we have Catherine here and Amelia Wickstead. This dress is available for like pre-purchase. They have it, they call it, if you're interested, you can check it out. And so this is an Amelia Wickstead. She has a Jane Taylor hat here, some diamond and ruby earrings. She has some sort of necklace on, which we can't see. The Prince of Wales brooch, which originally belonged to Queen Alexandra, who started off as Princess Alexandra. She has her Chanel clutch here that she's had for 10 plus years now, I think. And some Gianvito Rossi pumps that are new in a dark brown color. So most royal ladies have lots of Gianvito Rossi. They're very, very popular. Oh, it's asking me, do I want to sign up? So this is the dress that Amelia Wickstead is selling on their website. So you can see like the hemline here is the same, and it has a little bit of pleating here. The major difference is the belt is thinner on the one they're selling. It's a different style belt. And the bottom buttons here have been removed on Catherine's version. So not sure why she decided to make the change, but she did. So I thought that was interesting. And I always wonder, guys, and this is kind of fun because then we can wonder aloud, if this particular, like, if Amelia Wickstead was always going to make this coat dress and then Catherine saw it, made some changes, and then Amelia Wickstead was always going to put this into production, or if Catherine had a particular request, Amelia Wickstead made that dress per her particular requests and then made adjustments so that they could sell it, and it's not exactly the same because it wasn't bought off the rack. It was technically made for Catherine, but then they changed it up so they could sell it. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. So just always fun fashion questions there that I've always wanted to know. And then she actually, so for this state visit and the one when Qatar came, she was wearing Amelia Wickstead both times in very similar colors. So this is actually a picture I took, which is why it has my gigantic watermark on it. It's hard to get pictures through the glass of a carriage. Just FYI, if you've never tried it, it is sort of hard. Anyways, and then we have a better kind of view of the hat here. Jane Taylor, it is also available on their website. And then we have, I got this great close-up picture of Catherine. You can see the earrings here a little bit better. So I'm not sure quite who designed them. And you can see a little bit of the Prince of Wales brooch here. You can see a little bit of the feathers. But beyond that, we don't have, you could say, that much yet. But we are definitely watching. So keeping an eye on everything, guys. And seeing if we get like a Prince and Princess of Wales. Oh, we did. Ooh, darn. Still the same tiara. I do have to say, I'm a little bummed there. But a very different style dress for Catherine. Honestly, she looks like a Barbie doll. This looks a little bit like a Barbie doll. I would imagine that this is Jenny Packham again. But maybe not. It is very different though. It's kind of got this cool look to it. Now, again, guys, I'm a little disappointed about the Queen Mary's Lover's Knot. It is a lovely tiara, but I was just really hoping for something different. I feel like we've seen the same one 12 times, but there we go, guys, Catherine. Guys, this has just been uploaded a minute ago. So we are Johnny on the spot here, ladies and gentlemen. So let me know in the comments what you think. It is different. Yeah, Alistair and some raids. Ooh, that's different. It is different. It reminds me a little bit of the dress that she wore. It was from Alexander McQueen. She wore it in Malaysia for the first time, white with the gold overlay. It had the poppies on it. I wasn't always a huge fan of that, to be quite honest. I do like this one a little bit better. And let's see if it's Jenny Packham and if Jenny Packham has this particular dress on her website, because that is sort of always her go-to. That is always her go-to. So we will check it out. But guys, yeah, that is our look for today. And I don't see as of yet. I want to say it's Jenny Packham. It might be Givenchy. It could be Givenchy. But she does look like honestly, guys, they look like Barbie dolls. Do they not look a little bit like Barbie dolls here? Isn't that kind of fun? That they look like Barbies. Okay, we don't have any images from Getty Images yet. So this was sort of a pre-one. We are waiting to see what it looks like. So guys, I'm going to take a screenshot here real quick of this just in case you can probably see me doing it here. But I mean, I really do like this. This feels very old-timey. I know that's not a great descriptor for it, but it feels a little bit old-timey. I sort of love it. And I do like it a lot. Sorry, I'm typing on X here. And crediting them and just putting it up on X here real quick so we can just keep up. I've been kind of hitting the keyboard a lot today, guys, trying to keep up with everything. If you guys hear at this point who designed the dress, please let me know in the comments. I'm watching them right now. And DG says, unfortunately, a boring tiara choice, but she seems to love it. So why not? I would love to see her parade them all. Me too. And the interesting question, guys, I have is always, does she just really like it? So she always chooses it. Is this sort of a habit? So, because Queen Elizabeth II obviously established the habit of you are given one tiara, you wear this tiara, and that's sort of it. Or are we still in the old system, like I said, of Queen Elizabeth, of you're given one tiara and that's it type of thing? So that is sort of my big question, because guys, what I really, really do want to know at some point here is like, are they going to start sharing more like the other royal families? Because again, I've said this numerous times, guys, numerous times, guys. But what I love about the other royal families is that every event can be different because a woman can wear pretty much any tiara from the vault. She's not limited by which one she can choose. And I really love that system because it becomes very fun because you're like, ooh, what are they going to wear for the Nobels in Sweden? Because literally the women can show up in almost anything. And so you're always wondering at the end of the day. I mean, Princess Sophia is kind of boring. She usually chooses her same thing. But yeah. Yeah, I think I agree. Nush says Strathmore Rose would have looked lovely with that dress. It would have. It would have. So Andy says it's a Philippa Lepley. That's a new choice, I think, for her. She's worn Philippa Lepley before. She wore it when she was in the Bahamas. So yeah, we can actually see. Actually, if you go to the website, ladies and gentlemen, and you go right here, like this is a dress. Now, what's really interesting, which I want to know, is can Catherine's dress be open like that? I think it might be able to. So if we go back to Catherine's, it looks like there is a seam down the front. Maybe it does open. That would be cool. I'd honestly think that'd be like kind of. I would honestly that would honestly tickle my fancy quite a bit. I will be a little bit of a dork and say I would kind of sort of love that. Gotta say. All right, so guys, I'm just clicking. So the state banquet is like the live coverage of it is going to start in about 6 minutes. So we're just going to keep a lookout on all the places here. So we don't have any Getty images yet. So this is all we have. I do think it's gorgeous. We'll check X and see if there's anything else popping up as of yet, because sometimes different things get out. And so Catherine and William, of course, have posted their look as well, but we haven't. So that's all we have so far. And I don't know. And we got to look at Casa Real and see if anything's going on for the España yet. Doesn't look like it. But so let's see. We do have a little bit of detail here from Rebecca English. It says the Princess of Wales is wearing a couture gown by British designer Philippa Lepley with a full-length hand-embroidered gold chantilly lace evening coat over a silk crepe gown for tonight's state banquet with the lover's knot tiara. The prince is in white tie. So this can be taken off. I kind of love that, guys. That would be kind of cool. That'd be kind of cool. So thank you so much, Andy, for letting me know which ones. Priyanki says it looks kind of like a bridal dress. It honestly does. It definitely does, guys. So Dr. M says loving the lace. I'm liking it too. I'm liking it too. So, and we do have her hair down again, which is something she's doing a bit more. Obviously, her hair is really long right now. I am sort of leaning on the idea. I wish it was just cut a little shorter just because it just seems really long right now. I know some people will absolutely hate that, but sometimes it's like, ooh, Melania has an interesting choice, and you can actually see her. Oh, and Queen Camilla is kind of being really dull. And I believe we can see Tiffany Trump. So sorry, guys, I'm talking and you can't see, but we'll be moving over there right now. So Melania is in bright yellow here with a like lavender belt. That is not what I was expecting tonight. Camilla seems to like the Belgian sapphire. She's going with the Belgian sapphire again. And we have, I can't remember what the name of this necklace is off the top of my head. But Melania's earrings here are quite dramatic. And it looks like we have Tiffany Trump in the background here in navy. So I don't know if we have any of the other Trump kids there. I just like it because that means more fashion. That means more fashion. So hopefully, but let's see. Do we have any more pictures yet? So let's look for Donald Trump here. It seems like it's the same picture. But you can see actually Catherine a little bit more. So we do have, I'm going to have to pull this down here real quick. And we're going to grab this right here. So you can actually see Catherine in the background kind of looking up. which is kind of funny. I believe that's probably Tiffany Trump right here. And the earrings, though, these earrings are amazing. Like these emerald earrings are stunning. I have to say I'm a bit let down with the dress. The dress feels, I guess this is more pink. Now that I look at it, at least in this picture, it comes across as more pink to me. I don't find it to be super exciting. So in a way, I have to say I'm a little bit disappointed with Melania. I was hoping for a bit more. But, you know, it's still nice. I think, like, this time, she's kind of, like, almost like whatever kind of thing. Because because the first, I think, is administration and everything was just so tough that she's kind of like, "Eh, I'm just gonna wear what I wanna wear, and that's it." But, yeah. Yeah, Lisa says kinda looks like an Easter dress. It honestly does. It honestly does. Yeah. So Jill says, "I love Melania's dress." Like, I do like it, I just don't know if it fits the occasion. That's my only thought. Jennifer says, "I love Melania's earrings. I usually love her style, don't care for the dress. Maybe it's just me." Yeah, honestly, it's not my favorite either. It's not my favorite. Wow, we do have 1,200 in the chat. Thank you guys so much for joining because it's so fun. TIARA watch parties are awesome. We're hoping for, guys, more pictures here. So I'm just waiting to see what we get because we're kind of left waiting, of course, for the Royal Family Channel's live coverage here is going to start really soon. Oh, and they took down, oh darn. I was showing y'all the state banquet pictures and they took them down on Getty Images, or they adjusted them or something. I don't know. So I should have grabbed them while I could. Oh gosh. But that's kind of part of the process. Okay, we do have our first entry looks. And yeah, Tiffany Trump is there, and she's actually following Catherine and William, which is sort of an interesting option here. So let me show you guys this real quick. So there we go. And Tiffany Trump is behind them with her husband. That's interesting. All right. Who else is sort of like a bit fascinated by that? That's an interesting choice to me. Just from, because I usually feel like we don't see like family members following that closely behind. But I do like this dress, guys. And we can see a little bit of the shoe here. I'm going to guess it's probably her Aquazzura Gold pumps, which we've seen before. Unfortunately, because already I think the sun is setting a little bit later or earlier in the day, we don't get the brightness in the room the same way we did even just like a couple of months ago. And that does disappoint me a little bit because I feel like we can't see the tiara quite as well. But we're going to keep refreshing and see if we can get more pictures. I think we timed, guys, the live stream perfectly. We timed the live stream, guys, as good as you could possibly time it. So in that respect, I'm very excited because I was a little worried I was either going to be too early or too late. But we were right on time, ladies and gentlemen. We were right on time. So yeah, I really like the dress. Honestly, it feels, I don't know, like maybe there's like, it has, for some reason, this style has a bit of a fantasy element for me. I would totally wear this as a wedding dress. I would totally wear that as a wedding dress. Yeah. Yeah. So, Kay Coffee says, shouldn't William and Catherine be walking with guests? They should. Usually what they do, and this is particularly the entrance to the event, is that Catherine and William are each with somebody from the Trump administration as an escort, basically. And so this does seem like they left the room where they were kind of conversing before. So it's just a bit of a surprise. Surprising choice, I've got to say a little bit. And I don't remember us seeing this last time. This, of course, could be because they're at Windsor Castle now instead of the Buckingham Palace. Although, again, I will say overall, the coverage by the Brits is just not very good overall. Like, and when it comes to state visits compared to other royal families. And I don't mind saying that at all in terms of like, yeah, the Brits are just not as good as some of the other royals. So here we got a picture of them moving to the banquet hall. And Melania, oh, she looks so pretty. I'm so glad she's like smiling and everything. She's so pretty when she smiles. Looks like we got, can't totally tell. I'm going to guess this is an American designer here. I can see that being maybe like Calvin Klein or Ralph Lauren or something. Or it could be because she gets so much flack from some in the media that she's like, I'm just going to go with like Dior or something. I don't care if I'm supposed to wear American. She's going to be like, I don't care. And it doesn't look like we have a tiara in Egypt either with the Spanish visit, in case you were curious. I just saw a very blurry picture and Letitia is in blue. I won't show it to you guys because it's so blurry you can't really even see anything. So Letitia of Spain, obviously, if you're not familiar. You know me, guys. I love my tiaras. So I'm happy whenever they come out. I do love Melania's jewelry here. I think it's absolutely incredible. So we'll see. And it looks like, come on. So we're still waiting for the Royal Family channel to update with the live stream here. And I will maybe kind of pull in and out as we can for the coverage there and just waiting. So yeah, let me know. I do love the emerald earrings. I feel like it's an interesting choice with the yellow and either the pink or the lavender. I'm not really sure which one it is. But it is it looks good on her. Again, it's more of a, I don't know if it fits the occasion type of thing rather than anything else. So we are refreshing yet again. It just feels like we just don't get very good pictures from the British events and it always drives me bonkers. They're very still stingy about how many photographers can actually be there to get pictures. And that's not my favorite thing. Okay, so we have more pictures of Catherine and William here. I feel like they look like Ken and Barbie. They honestly do. Hold on. I gotta move you over here. Do they not look like Ken and Barbie? They really do. All right. Diz fan, thank you so much for the super chat here. Love Catherine's look. Better upgrade than what was worn for the carriage ceremony. Camilla just doesn't surprise me. It feels like a repeat. It does. And she repeated this morning. It just doesn't feel very exciting. But oh, you know what this outfit reminds me of Catherine? I feel like one of the girls would wear it. I only watched it very briefly because it's so historically inaccurate that it's like it hurts the head. But that show Rain that was on CW, they would totally wear a dress like that on Rain. They would totally wear a dress like that because they used to wear like Marchesa, and it was sort of I would say it was sort of like a teenage girl's fantasy of what medieval stuff would look like, not based in reality, but a girl's like fantasy of what these things would look like. So I do have to say, I really do like it for Catherine. It's a bit of like, in some ways, it's a bit of a choice she's worn quite frequently because she tends to, again, guys, wear white quite a lot. But I do like it. I do like it. Can't really totally see Tiffany Trump's look, but I'm not gonna say I'm gonna be a big fan of it just because it looks a little promish, I have to say. And I actually chose her, guys, for my best dressed for the inauguration, actually, if you watch my inauguration fashion video. So yeah, it feels a little bit like repeats because Catherine's outfit is actually quite similar to one she has already. But yeah. Helen says, I love everything Melania is wearing. Very artistic and creative. I can definitely see that. It's an unique choice. Aletha says, maybe Melania is accentuating the earrings. Yes, I can totally see Melania doing that. And it does make sense. It's just such a strong choice that really does like pull your attention. And that could definitely be by design. Like the rest of the outfit is so simple and it's kind of a way. Oh, Carol says, were the emails helpful? Thank you so much for the super chat. Yes, they have been helpful. Thank you so much. I'm not always able to respond to them just because, especially I feel like the last, this whole week and the last week and everything were just like insane. So I haven't been able to, and probably won't be able to respond all the time. But yes, they have been very helpful. Carol, thank you to you and Lizzie B for sending fashion updates via email. It's definitely helpful. All right. So let's see, has okay, there we go. The live stream has started, but I don't see anybody like prominent note yet. So we don't have anything new from Catherine and William, but guys, I did want to share another picture here that I really liked, which is this one. I think this one's pretty. It's pretty. It's is again, it's interesting because of I think the lateness of the season. You're already not getting as much light into this hallway. We got a lot more light just in July than we are now, but still looking gorgeous. I do actually really like this dress. So this is a new choice for a gala look, and I'm like excited. So, in case you guys haven't, so we'll kind of go back here to and check out the live stream. So here is the state banquet live stream. So this is just sort of beginning. We won't see anybody as of yet, but we'll keep an eye on it. And yes, somebody asked if Sir Timothy was back there. He was, and so was Princess Anne. Sophie, the Duchess of Edinburgh, is out, and we should see the Gloucesters. So let me just pull up and put in state banquet and see what comes up in Getty Images. So we don't get too much more as of yet. But should be a fun event. So we haven't seen like I haven't noticed anybody of note in the state banquet, or at least ones that pictures have been taken yet. But again, we have a little bit of I don't know if you want to call it an issue, but like it's just very different. So if we want to go over to there is the live shot again of the banquet hall. So very, very it's surprising. And yeah, Elizabeth says Camilla was sick. So that might explain why she decided to go a little bit low key, but the kind of the difference is too, it's like state banquets are not something you go out and buy a fashion item for last minute. They're something you plan extensively for. So Camilla definitely had a theme of blue this event. Catherine has been in burgundy, white, and gold. And then we have Melania in yellow and a little bit of pink, and then bright green earrings or huge emerald earrings. So, guys, we will continue to watch the live stream here, waiting for the royals to come by because they are going to come by here before too long, and it's going to be oh so much fun. It's like one of my favorite things. And this is going to be well, we'll have the speeches. We might watch a little bit of it, but it depends on how long they are, if that makes sense. So we shall see. Nathan says, I hope we see something new in December when Germany arrives. Oh, are we doing a state visit? Germany doing a state visit? I haven't heard that yet. So yeah, they visited Germany. An official visit. So I'll have to double check that. But if it is going to be a state visit, that'll be awesome. December is another it's kind of an interesting time to have a state visit, I feel like. Hold on. Let's get and refresh. So sorry guys, I'm trying to find pictures of the Duke and Duchess of Gloucester, which I do not see. I wonder if they are at the state banquet this evening. It has been obviously the Duchess of Kent passed away not too long ago, so that might impact things too. I'm just seeing if we have a picture of Princess Anne. Nope. Maybe we get something else. But hopefully we'll see everyone what comes up here before too long because we're still in the prep phase. So I don't know when they will decide that things will officially start. So I'm gonna guess it's closer to 4 because it's now 3:45. We should see them sort of walking in, but Chantal says, "Why does the dinner start so late? I would have already eaten." Yeah, I don't know. It's sort of interesting, guys, because when it comes to what does it come to? Trying to think here real quick. When it comes to like the Jordanian royal wedding, guys, that dinner, that feast had to be happening at like 10, 9 o'clock at night, 10, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night. It was so late when they'd started it. I was like, "Oh my gosh," because I kept waiting for the tiaras because that was like an 8-hour day. Yeah. Yeah, Carol said, "Only Tiffany." Yeah, I'm a bit bummed it's only Tiffany. Not that I don't mind. It's just I was just hoping for, like it's always fun to see so many royals. Or sorry, more, the Trumps mean more fashion. Personal opinion. But so we're still live streaming at this moment. Do you see one little tiara there from somebody else? And so there we go. In case you guys are curious, there is the live stream of the banquet hall. So we should be able to see hopefully more, hopefully them arriving. Hopefully that's okay. I just say that's okay because, again, I really wish we got the European effect because I was just always hoping. I love how much that we see at other state visits with other royal families, although it might be just because there's not as many people. Check it out. Although I got to cover a state banquet in person, and that was really, really cool. I didn't get to go to the banquet part, but I saw the arrival, and that was awesome. So I'm continuing to watch. If you guys want to watch the Royal Family Channel live stream as well, you can. I will pop over as soon as something, of course, interesting happens. I haven't heard of anybody else notable who has been invited to the state banquet, but we shall see. We shall see. I haven't heard what designer Melania is wearing yet. Gonna probably be like the simplicity of it wants to make me think like Calvin Klein, not as much Ralph Lauren. Could be Carolina Herrera or Oscar de la Renta. Yeah. Maria said, I need to see new tiaras. Me too. Oh, Kitty Cat says Carolina Herrera. That makes sense. But yeah, I want to see new tiaras. We've seen the same ones a lot. I want to see new ones. That is my personal desire is to see new tiaras because we've seen the other ones quite a lot. So again, guys, here is the live stream of the state banquet. So as soon as we sort of get something a bit more exciting, we will steal over there. But very exciting to see what we have. I do think Catherine's dress is a new choice for her in some ways, but also sort of very, very typical. And I think actually looks pretty fantastic. And when it comes to Melania, like there's a part of me that likes it, but just not for this particular event. But the earrings are fab. The earrings, the massive emerald and diamond earrings are fabulous. So love that she kind of brought in a bit of the drama. Oh, like in case you guys are curious, we have in this there's like over here in this little corner. Let me go over here in this little corner. There's the guide dog. There's the service dog there. The service dog gets to go to the state banquet. Oh, that's so fun. That is so fun. But we definitely are filling up. People are kind of at least on one side, sort of by their seat. So hopefully Everybody else gets to go where they need to go. So that way we can, again, enjoy the funness of the tiaras. Hopefully we can maybe see Catherine's tiara better this time, because last time we really couldn't see her tiara very well. Yeah. Missy says you can't get more regal than the British royal family and their state big one. I mean, honestly, some of the other royals do it really well. The Dutch do it really well, and they always bring the bling. So I don't necessarily think that's accurate. The Dutch really, Maxima brings a bling, man. She brings a bling. You just don't hear about it quite as much because they just don't get quite as much attention. But the other royals are definitely very much able to bring a level of glamour that is quite impressive. Ah, Harper's one nighter says, "Doesn't our host look fabulous today? Great hair, Brittany." Why, thank you. Why, thank you. Why, thank you. Yeah, this was just, I was like trying to figure out something that would be fun. I was like, oh, the sequins. But now I feel like I should have worn white. Maybe an overlay thing if I had it. But again, here's the St. George's Hall. Still waiting for, yeah. Nathan says Maxima knows to deliver banquet looks. She does. Honestly, Maxima, I think beyond anybody else, rules banquet looks. The Swedes do really well when it comes to the Nobels. The Swedes can do really well too. But yeah, I sometimes think the Brits are kind of a letdown. I know some people will be so upset by that, but like when you watch the other royals, like the Brits sometimes just seem so, I'm like, oh, can't we do better? Can we make some things a bit more interesting? Please. Please. It looks like she's wearing the Queen's earrings as well, of case for Catherine. Stuff we've pretty much all seen her in before. You know, obviously the dress is new, but pretty much everything else is we've seen before. Clyde says, Brittany, you need a tiara. I do actually have one. You can actually see a little bit of the stand right there with one on it. But like, they're fun just for like, you know, examination reasons. But like, if I ever wore one, because somebody would ask me, it's like, would you wear one to your wedding? I was like, only if it's real. Just saying. Just saying. Only, oh my gosh, you guys were seeing the service dog. Oh, darn. Okay, we got to go back 2 seconds. There's this service dog. He's like, I do not know what this place is. Why is everybody looking at me? Why am I so cute? I don't know. Oh. I don't think the service dog is supposed to do that. The service dog is like, I'm done. I'm done. But yeah, hopefully, I'm really hopeful that this time, I mean, last time Catherine was sat next to Emmanuel Macron. I'm hoping that even if she is this time, we don't have a giant plant that is blocking her face, because I just find that to be very annoying. My personal opinion. I find the plant in the face to be very annoying. So, don't have much more pictures here to share, really. Keep checking and seeing if there's anything of interest that could be shared. We're kind of, this is kind of an interesting picture, but it's weird. But he says, Dr. M says, thanks for hosting this live. It's been wonderful. The chat's been upbeat and positive. Ask everyone to like and subscribe. Well, thank you so much, Dr. M. Yes, everybody, if you want to like and subscribe, thank you so much. That would be wonderful and amazing. And we do have the procession, guys. It is about to begin. So it is a little slow. So unfortunately, I'll have to back out from time to time, but there we go. Maybe they've gotten the lighting a little bit better here. So we're kind of wait a second. So Donald Trump is talking to King Charles. There we go. And then Melania is with Queen Camilla. And then, sorry, we're waiting a little bit, seeing if everybody gets a bit closer. Ah, man, it's really just hard to see everything really nicely, unfortunately. I can't tell quite who Catherine is chatting with. But there's her dress. I do like that quite a bit. So she's actually, it looks like she's actually with Tiffany Trump's husband. And so we have Princess Anne, Sir Timothy Lawrence. And the Duke and Duchess of Gloucester, they are there, everybody. Brigitte looks lovely, does she not? Sorry, we're gonna have to pull back there real quick. Yeah, I'm glad the Gloucesters are there, but he's looking kind of he's really hunched over, so I hope he's okay. We don't have a picture of them yet. Oh, come on, people. Duchess of Gloucester, she does look great. She looks fantastic from what little we saw there. But it's kind of annoying. So we're back to the banquet hall. Lizzie B asks, and thank you so much for the super chat. What is your favorite British tiara? Oh, that's a tough one. I really do like the Strathmore Rose, though we haven't. That was like the one I was really hoping we'd see for Catherine's wedding way back in the day and everything. The Queen Mary's Lover's Knot is, of course, gorgeous, but I don't know. It just feels so cliche. So does the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland. Just feels a little bit cliche. So it's hard to say. I would love to see, like, the Strathmore Rose a bit more and actually be able to see it. That's my big thing. So here we have the procession here. We have, Melania and Queen Camilla, so they will be on one side of the table. You can see Princess Anne back there as well. And then we have Donald Trump and His Majesty King Charles and Catherine the Princess of Wales. So we'll see her maybe here and there we go. In just 1 second. And she is seated next to Mr. Trump, everyone. So that is, of course, her job. I know some people, again, don't like Trumps or whatever, but Catherine's job is to be a diplomat. And so when she's seated next to Mr. Trump, her job is to be a representative of the UK. So we do have this state banquet table. Everybody's getting ready. We have the Duchess of Gloucester right there in the blue. You can see her. She's still walking. And yeah, we're watching a little bit of this right now. And we can see a little bit of Melania here getting her chair ready and already sitting down. We have Catherine. We can see a little bit sitting down. I feel like that's a very different tiara presentation for her. I feel like that's very different. Haven't really seen her wear a tiara like that. Again, it's very princess. It feels very princess to me. So everybody is sitting and we're just sort of waiting for the speeches to begin. Usually it's King Charles who begins. Ooh, there we go. That's a great shot. I like that we're getting this shot. This is so much better than last time. Maybe they figured out how to better manage the cameras this time because I want to see these shots. I see them in the other royal families and it's so annoying we don't see them as much for the British. But there we go again. Oh, back to the main shot. Just have to again pull away for copyright reasons so I can't stream the whole thing live in this way. Yeah, no plant. Frigg says no plant. Yes, please, no plant. Ooh, Renee says, well, it must be quite interesting to attend one of these galas. My parents got to go to a state dinner in Spain with Juan Carlos and Queen Sofia. That's so cool. That's so cool. And we do have, oh, there's Tiffany Trump. They're kind of we're moving around there. We got Queen Camilla and there's Donald Trump and King Charles. So we actually have a lot more camera angles this time, I think. And there's Marco Rubio also seated right next to King Charles. So obviously very careful placement goes into these things because everything is taken into consideration. And Marco Rubio is the Secretary of State in case you are not aware. So that's yeah. Yeah, Gretchen the First is interesting, Marco Rubio's on the other side of the king. I agree, I do find that kind of interesting. So, there's His Majesty getting up to give the address.
Trump. It is with great pleasure that my wife
and I won't listen to it right now just because I'll have to, like, turn it on and off and everything. I feel like the color grade is, like, yellow. Look at it, it's like yellow. It's not the best. Why?
the enduring bond between our
Why,
two
ladies
great
and
nations.
gentlemen? Just feels like that's wrong. Clyde says, "Who's the young man next to Tiffany Trump?" I'd have to look again and see, and if they go back to that camera angle or anything. But I'm glad we somewhat got a couple new camera angles, so hopefully we're not stuck with the same thing all the time. So we do
our
have
economies
that here, but the
and
color grade on this
cultures
is all
through
wrong. I really hope
myriad forms
that when I
of
pull this up
exchange.
later, it is not in that horrid
We
yellow
have celebrated
stain.
together.
It's like color grade correction that they need to do. It just doesn't feel like it's right. So we do have, unfortunately, from that camera angle, we can see
Mr.
a little bit
President,
of
as we
Catherine through
approach the
the big
250th
like
anniversary,
decor piece, but not totally. Bit of a bummer. I like it that you can see it pretty well with other royal families, but maybe they're still figuring it out. Seabass says, yes, it is yellow colored. I am not happy. I'm really hoping we get something better. And this is the thing, and this is why I kind of harp on the Brits is yes, you can't have 12,000 people at the same event. I totally
so
get that from like a press perspective covering
my
everything.
5 times
But
great
if you
grandson,
have, let's say, this
George
is the
III,
only camera
his
crew,
father,
if they're getting crummy video and broadcasting crummy video, that might be the only video we get, and it's crappy. It's crappy quality. And that's really frustrating because at least when there are multiple people there, you might get other like different angles and different videos and these sorts of things. And the Brits, and I understand technically why they do this. I understand why they have very, very selective, coverage in a lot of ways. But the result is when something is messed up, when something is not good, it just kind of bleeds into everything. And that's kind of very, very annoying, I find. I find it to be very annoying. So I
understand
will
that
just oh my gosh,
British
the color
style
grade on this.
makes
Who is
rather
broadcasting
splendid golf
this?
course.
Sorry. This is just a pet peeve I've had for a long time, and it's just the Brits need to get this figured out. They need to figure out how to get multiple people in there sometimes just for the speeches, just to get good coverage. And so, yeah. Oh, Chantal, interesting thought. Could the color be to cover up the unhealthy look of Charles? Not to sound like a conspiracy. That's entirely possible. That is entirely possible. I could definitely see that. I can definitely see that. So hopefully that is not the case. Hopefully it is not. But yeah. So Geeful says, I like the Greek meander tiara that Princess Anne has. Yeah, it's a lovely tiara. It's a lovely tiara. Kitty Cat says, actually, Secretary of State is fourth in line after the speaker and then the um, president of the Senate. So don't listen to anything I say. Yeah, I mean, the Secretary of State is a very, very key and important position. So
Each of
let's see.
our
We do have, oh
countries
no, they changed the camera
who
angle
have
again.
made the other their home
So we can see a little bit
have
of Catherine through
enriched
there. I really hope they're not color grading just to hide King Charles, but it's an interesting, interesting thought for sure. But we're going to keep watching and hoping we get something more interesting. Anton says, what tiara would you like Catherine to wear in the future? Really hoping they still have some sapphire sunray bandeau. Yeah, that would be awesome. The sapphire diamond bandeau, which was previously worn by Queen Mary, I think last time. I would love to see the tech crescent tiara. That would be an interesting one to see how somebody would use. But like my personal right now, my
The
personal
Minoxidil Plus
one that I would like
Biotin
to see,
Gummy
I'm
by
just doing this
Hers,
because we have
formulated by
the one
dermatologists.
behind, is the Persian turquoise tiara. I think the Persian turquoise tiara would be a really interesting choice. I like the turquoise one. I think it's kinda cool, and I'm really hoping to see it. Really hoping to see it. Chantal says, "The Americans had a very difficult and busy week and lack of sleep, so the yellow color might helps them too." Yeah, that could definitely be true. Leslie said, "Did King Charles's coloring look bad earlier today?" I don't think it did, but I don't know. Okay. Becky said, "The lighting is better in the Forbes stream." Let me try Forbes then, or maybe even Fox News. It's usually just like there's only so I mean, the interesting thing is that it's broadcasting out of everywhere. So it's likely one actual news, yeah, it's the same yellow color on the Fox coverage too, but let's try Forbes. see if the Forbes breaking news. Let's see. Yeah, no, the Forbes has the same color issue. See, this is the problem because it's one stream and one group, like, it's like sharing it out, and so because of that, if they have done something to the color, then it's gonna mess everybody else up. Now you can go back and color correct it somewhat within the coverage, but, like, that's a pain in the butt. So, if I'll go back in, if, I'll obviously do a video reviewing the fashion and everything. When I do that, I'll go in and I've never tried to do I can do it on pictures, I've never tried to do it on video, but I'll try to color correct the video. So maybe we're not getting this horridly ugly, ugly yellow. So there is a picture of
In
a
striving
table.
for a better world, we
Can't totally see everybody. So we have Camilla, William, and of course, again, the
we
big
share
display
the
thing.
ambition and
Can't see
determination
Catherine. We can see
to
Tiffany Trump's
preserve our
husband just
majestic
fine.
lands and waters.
Oh, man. Becky says, "Have we seen the menu?" It's probably out there somewhere. I just don't have it right now. Giefel says, "I think Princess Margaret wore the sapphire sunrise." You're right, she did, she did. So that'd be one to see. Frasier says, "I've heard the Tech Crescent tiara is very large and is hard to wear, but Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother, makes every tiara look huge, so it's hard to tell." Yeah, I mean, there are ones that are pretty can be difficult to wear, but it's all about, like, we've seen people be really creative, so it just be nice.
But
There we go, and we get back of Catherine's head again
forged in the
here.
fire of conflict,
Oh my
having been
gosh, this
fortified
video
through our
coverage is
shared
so
endeavors
bad.
and burnished by the
Oh,
deep
it's
affection.
a sad day, guys. Sad day. Oh my goodness. Why is this yellow? Anyways, so Leslie said, "Brittany, do you have a picture of the turquoise hair you wanted Catherine to wear?" Yeah, let me find it it's one that Princess Margaret previously wore. So the last time we really saw it, guys, was on Princess Margaret. So we haven't seen it since then. Yes, it does have a high-ish profile, but given that Princess Margaret is the one who previously wore it, I think it could be easily worn by, you know, Catherine or somebody else, to be quite honest. I don't think it needs to be low profile enough, and, like, the Brits are so weird about stuff. It's like, it's not that bad. Alright, so here it is. So this is the Persian turquoise. Persian turquoise jewelry would be great, and so I think that would be personally my, like, personal favorite. Oh, and here we have they're doing the national anthem. So oh, maybe you guys can hear it, and I just was, like, totally unaware that you guys could hear it. They listen the whole time, or maybe not. So, they always stand for the and then, ooh, there's Catherine. We see a little bit, of course, again, somehow the guest gets the perfect coverage and stuff. Miss Chloe says, "Oh dear, Charles is banging on about net zero to drill, baby, drill, drill." Yeah, I don't think that'll go very well. And there's nothing wrong with obviously wanting to protect the environment as much as possible and everything, but you can't just allow the world to stop either because you're trying to achieve something that maybe you can't achieve right now. And sometimes you just gotta drill, baby, drill. Just kind of sometimes kind of life there. So we do have the toasting there going on. Hoping we see a bit more. Catherine toasting with Trump, but didn't really see it. So I'll have to actually really listen to everything later, and we do a bit of clapping. And we sit down and maybe we'll get a different angle for Trump. I'm curious. I'm curious, guys. Maybe. Anton says, I really hope the Brits get to do what the Danish royals are doing with the coverage by allowing multiple photographers like yourself. I agree too. The Dutch do the same thing. It just you get so much more rather than just and I understand like you have to limit it. You can't have everybody. I totally get that, but yeah. So
Welcomed here.
we have Trump here
And
right next to
if you think about
Catherine.
it, it's a lot of presidents, and
So we'll wait and see if maybe I think her head will still be covered by
maybe
the
that's going to be the last
even though
time.
we
I
can't
hope it
see
is,
her.
actually.
I'm like, can we
But this is
just Oh,
truly
I
one
guess
of
there
the
was something
highest
funny.
honors of
I'll have to go back and watch it. I do want to listen to the speeches, guys, but right now I just think it's easier not to bother. Because obviously, too, we don't want to get too political. Mary B says, I know this is Tiara watch party, but the other jewelry on display is very pretty too. It is. It is.
the
Obviously,
glory
Melania
and
has some
unique
great earrings
character of
here that
this
she's
kingdom,
wearing,
restoring life to
but
the
yeah, always hoping I always hope for more tiaras. I'm hoping we get a good shot of the Duchess of Gloucester. Sorry if I bumped the mic there. Oh, we finally got a shot of the Duchess of Gloucester, everybody. Can't remember what this tiara is particularly called. And it looks like Camilla's sisters are attending as well. So hold on one second here. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. I want to say this is the honeysuckle tiara. So we have the Duchess of Gloucester here. And I believe she definitely looks like Camilla's sister. I think this might be Camilla's sisters too. I think these are Camilla's sisters behind. But this is the Duchess of Gloucester. I think she looks absolutely, absolutely lovely. It's a good gown there. Good gown.
amazing. We've gotten to know you, and
So
I think you're
there we go.
unbelievable
Back to the main
success agent.
coverage. Oh, Polish and Needle says Camille only has one sister, Annabelle. My apologies. I thought she had two, but looks like maybe one of them is attending. Oh my goodness. Priyanki says Trump specifically praised William. Awesome.
The documents was a
There we
letter
go.
from 19.
So, Fun Police says, I would imagine Catherine doesn't mind that she's blocked by the table decorations. Yes, you're totally right. She probably doesn't mind, but I feel like maybe you would get more people to watch it. You could see Catherine in the frame. That's just my only thought. Shaz says, "Were Camilla's sister wearing a tiara? Like one of them who looked definitely like Camilla. Yeah, she was. They do have a family tiara, so they could definitely be wearing a family tiara." Aw, Sylvia says, "I'm listening to Trump's speech. He commended the king for raising a wonderful son, Prince William." Aw. Vali says, "I'm sure I missed the tiaras." Yes, but we don't have anything very exciting. They actually both wore the same thing they wore last time, Catherine and Camilla. Camilla wore the Belgian sapphire. Catherine wore the Queen Mary's lover's knot. So I'm a bit pouting over here. Ooh, we got Queen Camilla
Lewis,
and Melania
Orwell,
Trump here.
Eklund. Incredible people. Unbelievable.
So you can see them a little bit in the frame. Move to another wide shot there. Just trying to see if we have something else here too. Key Coffee says, but not Prince Harry. Yeah, I don't think anybody would praise Prince Harry. Polish and Needle says they are the Queen's companions. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Method. They gave us
It
the works.
continues to go on.
Hobbes.
And then once they're done, of course, they then actually start the meal. And again, this is so late. It's 9 o'clock in the UK, 9:11 if to be precise. Leslie says Melania looks beautiful, but I'm not a fan of her gown. Me neither, really. Like again, I like it, but not the occasion. Alice Ransom Raves says, I think the Camilla is sticking to smaller profiles to her. She might be, maybe it's the weight is starting to get to her. That's always a possibility. Aunt Broccoli says, I usually love Melania's fashion choices, but this yellow dress is dull and doesn't highlight anything. Yeah, I think it
Sir
could.
Winston Churchill,
The state
best
visits
was
is where you
in
go
the Oval
for
Office right
like
now, the beautiful
go big or
bust
go
of
home.
Winston
That's sort
Churchill,
of
to
what
coin
state visits are, in my humble opinion. You go big or you go home. So Jessica says, the yellow does make her stand out. I like it, but I agree. I would have liked a more fall color. Yeah, maybe something a little bit more in the mustard variety. Maybe a bit more on the mustard end of the spectrum. I don't
There
know
are
who these
two
people are.
Notes in one.
They're getting a special focus. Susan says, is there any pic of Catherine's dress? There's a lot of pictures of Catherine's dress. So we covered that a bit earlier. Right now, we're just watching, of course, the live stream. But if you missed it from earlier, this is Catherine's dress. So very, very beautiful. Obviously, we do have Tiffany Trump behind her as well. And we have Sir Timothy Lawrence and Princess Anne is back there too. So let's go ahead and just coming back here real quick, just so we
Hi,
can
Mark Barnett
keep
signing up.
up.
Promise.
Obviously, now they have ads in the middle of live streams like that, which is always so fun. So keep
15
going,
with 30 round match.
going here. I just really hope maybe the replay is better, but I don't think the replay quality will be any better. Polish and Needle says, what tiara would you like Princess Ariane and Alexia to debut? We also haven't seen Princess Leonor of Spain in a tiara. Yeah, the Spanish don't kind of lean on their tiaras as much, so I don't anticipate us really seeing Leonor in tiara for quite a while. But when it comes to Ariane and Alexia, I mean, I'd love to see the Dutch diamond bandeau. That is a fun one. We also have the peacock. That could be an awesome option for the ladies. There's the cute little, like, Dutch sapphire necklace tiara. And then we have trying to think of their smaller profile ones. So whatever ones, Amalia has worn. We had the one with the pearl stick up, not the, Wundenberg, but there's a smaller one, antique pearl tiara. You guys are testing my tiara knowledge here. So the national anthem is playing, so we're oh, yay, we got a close-up of Catherine. Of course, not with the tiara on frame. Yeah. Oh gosh, you guys, if I was running this operation, we'd be getting so many more different camera angles and better camera angles than what we've got. So there we go. There's Melania and Camilla. Again, we have to pull away from time to time for copyright reasons. We, of course, applaud the person who gave the speech, in this case, Donald Trump. And then once they sit down, the live stream will like very much end. And then we'll move on. So it looks like Charles, gave a congratulations or a comment or compliment to Donald Trump. Catherine gets a little bit of help there with her chair, as do the king and president, kind of in the way they go. And yeah. K Coffee says, why aren't you running this event, Brittany? I don't know. I should be running it though. I should be running it so we can see more pretty tiaras. All right, guys. So the state visit there, the state banquet, the speeches and everything are officially done. It's eaten time. And so we can't see anything now. So we will go ahead and I think wrap this up as well. So just final thoughts on everything. I really do like Catherine's dress. I feel like it has a fantasy element to it. I posted on X that they're like Prince and Princess Barbie. And I kind of love that. Really think she looks like a Barbie in that dress. And I like, as a big fan of Barbie, not the movie, but the fan of the Barbie overall, really do like it. I am sort of bummed and bored by the constant choice of the Queen Mary's Lover's Knot. It is beautiful, but I'm starting to get bored. And that's just me. But I like seeing once you kind of get used to the other royal families and they're like constantly turning up in new stuff, like the Brits can sometimes be really boring in this area. And I feel like we're there. And then when it comes to Camilla, triple board. I feel like same dress, same tiara. The necklace is new, but like she looks the exact same as she did last time. Although I think last time she had a white dress, but Camilla has this unfortunate, and I think it's somewhat because she's older and everything. She chooses the same kind of, and I hate to say it, but a sack style silhouette. And so everything looks the same. So I get bored. And I wish she would, I don't know, figure out, like, I understand she maybe is self-conscious of her stomach or something and doesn't want to. And she's older and everything. I totally get it. But I just do find this quite dull. And Maggie gave a super chat. Thank you, Brittany. This was amazing. I'm so glad that we can enjoy tiaras together. It is a magical, wonderful, amazing time. Yes, it is. And when it comes to Melania, I don't mind the dress at all, but I find the dress to be sort of not rising to the occasion of a state banquet. I feel like it's somewhat underwhelming in these particular occasion. Like in other occasions, it would be perfect. I feel like for this particular one, it is a bit underwhelming. So we do have the matching belt, obviously, which is lovely, or not matching, but we have a belt, which is like an interesting color. But the pop of the emerald earrings is fabulous. I just wish the gown was a bit different and maybe in a solid green or something, which I know is super boring. Matched with the green earrings. I know some people call that really dull, but it's just my desire. And then when it comes to just uh Princess Anne, I couldn't really see her yet. I've been trying to keep track. I'm gonna guess I'm just gonna be like, oh, that's Anne. That's kind of what Anne wears. Yeah, it looks like something from the 80s. It probably is. We do have a picture finally of Princess Anne. Just not very exciting. The other standout for me for the night would be the Duchess of Gloucester. I think she looks fantastic. Name's Brigitte. I believe she's in her 70s now. And so I think she looks stunning in the blue. I think the blue is a fabulous color. The tiara looks great. The jewelry looks great. I think she's really rocking it. So to give her a massive thumbs up. Tiffany Trump, from what I could see, I was not that impressed with it. And she actually won the inauguration fashion for me. But let's see, we can see a little bit of her picture here. This feels very, now I'm looking at it again, it feels very pageant, this dress from Tiffany Trump. So hold on just one second, guys. This feels very pageant to me. So in that respect, I really don't like it. Just, but it feels very America. So I will give it that. It feels very America. So good look. But I think I'm going to, give this one a meh. But I really like Catherine's. And I really like Brigitte's. Everybody else is kind of eh. But this was always fun because tiara watching, guys, it's always fun. It's always so fun. So glad I could do this with you guys. But I will be doing, probably I will be pretty much saying the same things, but I will have a more formal video coming up with all these comments and particular situations and everything and my thoughts and more details. And so if you guys are interested, keep an eye. Oops, sorry. Bumped the camera there. Keep an eye on that. That'll be out later today. Thank you so much for tuning in and loving tiaras and having just fun. These are supposed to be all in good fun. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And I will speak to you again very soon. We do have hopefully other state visits coming up. Somebody mentioned or wondered if I'd be coming back to the UK in December. I haven't formalized that yet. I'm kind of thinking of doing the Danish New Year's Gala. So that's sort of what I'm looking for next year, but we shall see. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for coming along with me on this tiara journey. Hopefully it gets more exciting in the future, which it will. In other families, it's more exciting. We will be doing, of course, a live stream for the Swedish Nobels in December for sure. So guys, again, thank you so much for watching and I shall speak to you again very soon.